not said he wants to go to Cheltenham this year, but listen, tell us on Thursday. He's won his last two, Newbury, both at Newbury, and the form's looking out well.
So Alan, the festival coming up very shortly. You've got some really live chances again this year. Let's have a look at some of Medemy, one of your biggest chances. Talk about him for a second.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he probably is one of probably my strongest chance of the week. But, you know, he's been very progressive. He's won his three. I was thrilled with his performance at Sandown and the Scilly Isles. And hopefully with the right decision going for the Arkle.
The Arkle is the race. You said to me at Sandown that day that the pressure was on for you to get him back on track, and you've certainly done that. So is the pressure off now a little bit with him?
Well, I don't say the pressure's off. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but I just want to make sure I get him there in the same sort of form as he went to Sandown. He was in top form that day, and as I say, we haven't done much with him yet. We're just about to start winding him up tomorrow with his first bit of work since Sandown. But I think he ticks a lot of the right boxes.
The 2 miles, you really need to get those 2 miles in the Arkle, and he's a good stayer in that respect, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he gets 2.5, so that's not a problem. But I do think you need stamina to win the Arkle, you know. And it's got a good record for horses that have either got the trip or go on to prove, you know, 2.5, 3 miles later on.
The Champion Hurdle looks one of the toughest races to win this year at the festival, but Mill Chief, what a great performance, what a great race it was in the Kingwell at Wincanton. Yeah,
I mean, it's the first time he's really had to knuckle down and battle, and I'm hoping that's going to bring him on a bit, you know, just a bit of match practice. And he's come out of it very well, as you saw this morning. He hasn't had a hard race, and I would love to see him on better ground. I mean, it was pretty testing there on Saturday. I mean, all that does is blunt his speed, so you know, it's a big ask. I think we're still probably £10 shy of Champion Hurdle class, but he's going the right way.
You mentioned that this morning when you brought him out to show us here. You didn't think it was a hard race on Saturday. He only had to battle from the last, you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, Trot was hands and heels down to the last, and it was only from the last furlong that he's got stuck into him, and he's lengthened and, you know, battled very well. And, no, I mean, he was on the bridle for most of the race.
Some of your other horses at the festival, we got to Walk On, who was disappointing, I guess, at Newbury the other day, but there's always hope for him to recover that performance.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would put a line through Newbury. I mean, he just didn't fire on the day, and I think the riding was on the wall very early. I mean, I knew halfway down the back he wasn't going to perform, and just probably the second run back. But he's come out of it well. I mean, whether he runs at Cheltenham, I'm not sure yet. But he's got entries he's still in the Champion, but he wouldn't do that. He's in the County and he's in the Coral Cup. We'll see how he is, and if we're pleased, we might well go. Otherwise, we'll wait for the 2.5 at Aintree.
Another 2 in that race was Salden Licht, who was brought down. He was unlucky at the time. He was going pretty well, wasn't he?
Yes, I'd love to have seen him finish the race just to give me an idea of where we should go with him. I mean, he's in the Champion. I think that's unlikely. The County Hurdle, he's going to be probably top weight again. I've got very few options for him at the moment, so it'll probably be the County Hurdle. And luckily, he seems to have come out of the fall okay.
And the Betchwoods kid, who was placed in that race, he's in the Coral in the County as well. Another one, a race over 2 miles in the County, that might suit him.
Yeah, a strong run, 2 probably ideal. I mean, there's a fair chance he'll have run at Sandown the weekend before. I might go Imperial Cup with him, but that wouldn't necessarily rule him out going back for a follow-up the following week. He's a tough little horse, and he takes it well, you know.
He's been kept fairly busy, but he's run on the flat as well, isn't he?
Yeah, but he doesn't overdo himself. I mean, he probably keeps a bit back in his races, and he doesn't do a lot at home, so you can get away with running him quite regularly, you know. But he's decent, and one day he'll win a big one. It's just trying to predict which one.
Nice to see Ben Salem back out on course and back looking so well. He was a sick horse, wasn't he, last year?
I mean, in probably October time, they came very close to putting him down, so I think the horse has done remarkably well to get back on the track. You know, he had pneumonia and pleurisy, and it was touch and go for quite some time. I think that second run at Haydock the other day will put him spot on, fitness-wise, and you know, he won't run in the World Hurdle now. He'll go for either Festival Handicap, which is the most likely. If it happened to come up very testing, we'd look at the Byrne Brothers over 2.5.
Mm-hmm. In the Triumph Hurdle, he had a couple with possibilities of running in that. What about Cumbrish Wild? Will he go elsewhere now? The Fred Winter was one of the question marks that you had for him to go into.
Not sure yet. I mean, he's got a mark of 133 this morning. He will have to run again at the weekend if he's going to go Fred Winter route in the Adonis. Needs 3 runs. if he ran very well on that, we might easily go triumph. But we'll see what happens with him, you know.
You say you might get some blinkers on for him?
Possibly. He wore them on the flat. He just hits a flat spot in a race, and you can't afford to do that in a Cheltenham, otherwise you'd be too far back. But I'm not sure what to do. I mean, he's thoroughly genuine, but just might sharpen him a little bit. We might scud him on Thursday morning and see.
Cheltenham's rated 136, you were saying, won 3 times, but you're also saying that good ground might be more ideal for Cheltenham.
I'm sure he wants better ground. I mean, he's by loose, so they tend to be good ground horses, and he's a horse we like very much. He's won his 3. It was quite impressive at Wincanton. On ground that would have been too soft, we possibly go Albert Bartlett. I'll see how he is. I mean, if he's really pleased with, we'd let him take his chance. Otherwise, I'll wait for Aintree. But he's a decent horse.
Another one for the Albert Bartlett with Habby Simpson, who you think is going to really go well, stepping up to 3 miles. Won his first 2 and wasn't too far back at Cheltenham when he ran last time.
No, bumped into a proper horse in Bobsworth, and very pleased with him. He probably isn't good enough to win at Cheltenham, but I think he could run well. Decent ground, well, you can go with anything really. So he's an interesting horse, and he could run very well at a decent price.
Horse that's already won the Grand Annual is Oak Creek. He won it in 2009. Back again this year, back again for the same race?
Yeah, we've trained him for that all year really. Got too high in the handicap last season, and he struggled on top weight and handicaps, and isn't quite good enough to take on the best at levels. Having said that, he ran very well on the Queen Mother and finished 5th. So he's now down to a more realistic mark, 145. We haven't run him since Sandring because I didn't want him going up any farther. Tends to be a spring horse, good ground. He could run very well.
Normally the Irish have been dominating the bumpers over the past few years. Q-Card won it last year, and I was at Newbury with you and Harry Redknapp when his Bygones in Brid, who cost a few quid from Karen McClintock's yard, ran a good second the other day. That would be your bumper horse this time around?
If I've got one, it'd be him, yeah. I just want to see how he works. He was still a little bit green at Newbury, travelled up there very well and just ran around a touch. So if he goes the right way and we're pleased with him, then he could take his chance in the champion bumper.
You had the one winner a couple of years ago. Obviously last year your stable was under a cloud with all the situation that you were having here, etc. What would you be happy with this year? It's always a tough festival to get winners, but what would your goal be, target wise, just to go there, enjoy it and get 1 or 2 winners?
Oh, I would say always come, if you get 1, you'll come back happy. 1 winner and the rest run well, you'll be a happy man at the end of it, you know. But we'll see how it goes.